And how to use. Today I'm going to explain how to use increment and decrement operators within Java. I'm using NetBeans IDE 7.2, and so there will be some unfamiliar things we might not discuss, such as package, which you don't really need to know. That's just part of the template. And what else? I think that's about it. Yeah, and the comments are slightly different colour and stuff. But anyway, that's about it. It's just a package thing, which is not really code. It's just part of this particular compiler. Created a public class called number operators, and then we've done a familiar thing of our main method here for our code to be executed. Created two variables. I've gone over variables before. These are two data types, integer data types. These are for whole numbers. So I created two integer variables, one called number1 and one called number2, and assigned the values of 20 to number1 and the value of 10 to number2. And yeah, so basically displays the value number1. But let's get down to this very important section all down here, and this is the lines between 12 and 14 are what we're going to teach you about today. And let's start with this particular increment operator. The 2 plus signs is an increment operator, and this adds 1 to the value of our variable. So the value of our variable is 20, and if I add 1 to it, it will give us the value of 21. So this is called a prefix increment operator. So if it comes before the variable name, it's called a prefix. If it comes after, like example below, it's called a postfix variable or increment operator. And it's the same if it was, say minus minus, then that would be, it will take 1 away instead of add 1. So basically, this is what this does is it adds 1 to the value of our variable, which is 20, to make it 21, and then prints this value as we know from here. However, in an example, sometimes you might want to use a postfix increment operator, and what this does something different. First of all, it will display the value of our variable, which is now 21, and then it will add 1 to make it 22. But you won't see the value of number 22 in this statement. You'll just see 21. So that's why we then use this print statement, and it'll show the true value, which is 22. So basically, what this does, it uses the variable, so it prints the value of the variable, before adding the value to it. So once that's been printed to the screen, it will then add 1 to make it 22, which we'll see in line 14. And this variable and this section down here, I'll just explain in a minute after I debug the code. So I'll execute our program. And it'll say this. I'll explain that line in a minute. It has to do with that line. As you can see, right, prints the value of number 1, which is 20. As you can see, it then adds 1 to number 1. Like I said, it will add it first, then print the value of it. However, as I said, line 13, the prefix statement, as I said, it displays the value and then adds 1 to it, which I've shown by using this statement, which shows our value, true value. That's our true value. Right, so let's go down to our second variable, which is not 916. This variable basically is a simplified version of number 2 is equal to number 2, which is 10, it's basically saying 10 equals 10 plus 5. So it's basically saying that add 5 to the 10. But this is a simplified version of how you would do that. And basically, this is the same thing as saying add 5 to 10. So basically, it's just saying, if you can see it properly, it's basically a simplified version of that, which is adding 5 to 10. So this basically is saying number 2 is equal to the same value of 2, so it's 10 plus 5, which makes us 15. And then we just displayed it value there. I hope this helps. Remember to keep subscribing.